Now that the 49ers have locked up Colin Kaepernick for the long term, they've brought in the quarterback guru, George Whitfield. Kerry Chow alongside ESPN NFL insider Field Yates. Why did the 49ers bring in George Whitfield?
Well, I think there's some obvious ramifications for what he can possibly do with Colin Kaepernick, but keep in mind this. The savvy organizations, they think beyond not just this season, but also beyond their first line of depth, or their starters. Colin Kaepernick, we know, is their long-term starter, but they've got some unproven backups behind him, including, of course, Blaine Gabbert, who they traded for this offseason. This is a player who had enough raw skills to be drafted in the first round in 2011. But we need to find out whether or not Blaine Gabbert has a future in this league, not necessarily as a starter, but even as a number 2 quarterback. And George Whitfield, given all the tutelage experience he has in working with players like, of course, most recently Johnny Manziel, he could perhaps help Blaine Gabbert and just refine some of the minor things that need to be touched upon before Blaine Gabbert can kind of really contribute to the 49ers as their number 2 quarterback.
What are the expectations then for George Whitfield here joining the 49ers to make market improvement in guys like Gabbert?
Yeah, well, and we'll see. We don't know specifically what this role will entail, whether it's one visit, multiple visits, or perhaps a prolonged stay with the 49ers. But we know that Whitfield's a respected quarterback mind. He's consulted with teams and players previously. But I think that sometimes, even when you have a strong head coach and a former quarterback himself, Jim Harbaugh, sometimes an extra set of eyes is all it takes to find that one thing that could be perhaps the difference between a player sort of evolving or staying stagnant. And I think the 49ers are obviously, maybe not concerned, but they are aware of what needs to improve for Blaine Gabbert, and they're going to put all their resources in. Of course, Colin Kaepernick, that's a separate issue because we know that they want him to be the best quarterback he can be. That's why they gave him a massive 6-year extension. But of course, if you look at the arc of development for both Gabbert and Kaepernick, perhaps Gabbert's the one that needs to have more attention paid to him because of what's happened in the past 3 seasons.
Certainly. Yeah, he's ESPN NFL insider Field Yates. I'm Kerry Chow with your latest ESPN headline.